Hello and welcome to the video on health economics and its role in the reimbursement of pharmaceutical in the area of rare disease. I am Ubaid, I'm a health economist, and today we are going to discuss how health economic impacts the reimbursement of pharmaceuticals in rare disease. To discuss this, I have with me an expert in health economics, Beate Løkke, who is Director Market Access and Real World Evidence at Link Medical. Beate, welcome to the video.
Thank you, Ubaid.
So Beate, I know that you have been engaged with one of our clients in the area of rare disease, providing strategic guidance step by step through the reimbursement process. So I would like to know what were the challenges or considerations that you think are really important when we talk about reimbursement of pharmaceutical in rare disease.
To start off with, I think there's the main issue or problem to overcome or to look at is that the clinical studies of rare diseases are often lacking enough evidence or reliable evidence on the efficacy for the patients. And that is because the patient population is usually very small, and it's also maybe difficult to identify or recruit the patients. So that makes it difficult for us health economists to do the economic modeling, because the models presents a lot of uncertainty, which of course the payers are not happy about, because they would like to have results that are reliable and robust, but in this case it's can be quite difficult. So I think that's maybe the main challenge to present good health economic models.
Right. And how did you, as I mentioned, you have been involved working with a rare disease. So how did you overcome this challenge when you were working with our client?
So we see increasingly that the payers are looking at this from a different angle, because they also want to have access for the patients, of course, but so they try to overcome this by having special considerations for example, of ultra-orphan diseases. So in some cases they might not require actually health economic modeling, like cost effectiveness models and so on, but maybe focus more on the clinical studies and so on, but and also of course budget impact is very important. What we do is that we of course need to have a pre-meeting with payers, and in this case the Norwegian Medicines Agency, because in that meeting we get a lot of views on how they see this specific case and how they want us to present our data and what we have. So that is mainly the first step, and then we need to present them. If we could argue that this is an ultra-orphan disease, that we should try to make up good discussion points. Often you need to show that the absolute shortfall is really high, and you also need to show that by taking this drug you gain a lot of new life years.
Right.
And that is difficult because you don't have the health economic model necessarily to actually give you those numbers.
Right.
But somehow you descriptively try to make up that case in the reimbursement application.
So since now we're talking about rare disease, this question that is popping up in my head is, are there any exceptions that NOMA can make when you look at let's say reimbursement applications for orphan drugs compared to when, let's say, it's a non-orphan or non-rare disease? So is there any exception that in terms of willingness to pay, or maybe some other exceptions that NOMA might allow for a pharmaceutical company to have?
I think they of course allow more uncertainty in the analysis, but also a good step is to maybe ask for a managed entry agreement when it's regarding the price, because if you have that in order, even though that might be a long process and I don't think we have done that a lot in Norway at this point, but we're getting there. So I think that will help both the payers and the company and also the patient. So I think managed entry agreements, they are really a good tool for when you are pricing, especially rare disease drugs or orphan drugs, because of the uncertainty around the clinical evidence and so on. It's uncertain how the patient will benefit or how many will benefit. So by paying for example, how the patient is doing or with this drug, it's you share the risk between the company and the payers, and so I think that's a good way forward for those patients with rare diseases to get access to rare drugs.
Very interesting. Thank you very much, Beate, for your insights. Thanks very much for listening to this video. I'm looking forward to bringing you more videos like this.